is. He can see it through the mist.
Sunrise, 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 sunrise. Through the cracks our voices rise. Through the tunnels to the sky.
Okay, well, the burnt part is the site of this mine where there's been a mine explosion 10 years prior to when the play takes place, and we've lost a bunch of the fathers of the town, and including the two brothers who the play revolves around, Jake and Pete. They lost their father in that accident, and Jake has had to raise his brother for the last 10 years.
And myself and the other older young man in the show are being hired to work in the mine where our fathers died. And his younger brother doesn't like that, is against that.
My character totally flips out because, you know, there was an accident that happened there 10 years ago. And so he's crazy because he doesn't want the same thing to happen that happened to his dad happen to his brother. And his brother's so young. And his brother's basically the only thing that he has.
It's a coming-of-age kind of story that this kid is trying to find himself. And he's never dealt with the loss of his father, really, truly. And so I think he's on a quest to find answers for himself.
It was immediately moving to me, which I'd like to see in the theater. Real sort of three-dimensional characters. There wasn't, irony to it or nudging to it. And when I read it, it sort of terrified me because it read like a film, and there are songs where you're traveling up a mountain and going through a haunted forest, and so I thought, well, how are you going to do it? Which I always like as a director, the challenge of how you possibly going to do this on stage.
I was interested in working with the theme of children coming to terms with their grief and what would that be like. And I was also really interested in the setting because musically it's so rich, Appalachia, and I'd always wanted to do something that was set in that area with coal mining.
The music is country, folk type stuff. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's bluegrass because there isn't any distinct bluegrass in it, but it's all rural. I drew a lot from group singing and church music traditions.
We established a musical vocabulary first, and then kind of made these songs work in an active way. And I think the music works in a way that not a lot of musicals do, which is very exciting. You really have to listen because there's not a lot of moments where the actors kind of turn to the audience and say, "This is how I feel at this moment." They're really always propelling the plot.
Yeah, the music is very intricate. There are a lot of harmonies, which is hard, especially between the two sets of boys in the show. The older boys and the younger boys have a lot of harmonizing to do with each other.
It's so much fun. It's high energy. It's so much fun to sing. I love singing it every night, and hearing other people sing it and do new things with their voices and stuff like that is so cool too.
The greatest joy for us in sort of looking at the situation is the fact that we're focusing on these kids and how they sort of move forward with their lives and how they come of age against losing their parents and living in a very extreme environment.
Everyone's has parents, and whether they've lost them or not, the mortality of your parents and the history between the sort of bloodline that goes down, I think is very personal for everybody.
Hopefully, it makes you want to call your dearest, it makes you want to call your loved ones. I think everyone has someone that they would like to reconnect with. So that's what I hope that the audience takes away.
There's gonna be fire. There's gonna be noise. There's gonna be hell to pay for the burn part.